My name is Carl DeTorres. I'm an art director for Wired Magazine, and I'm going to discuss the evolution of our manga cover for the November issue 2007. What you're looking at here is the initial sketch done by our creative director Scott Dadich. Basically shows central figure with various stuff in the background. It's just a really rough idea of what we wanted to pursue for the cover. After having no luck whatsoever trying to find a manga artist in the United States, it was determined that I'd be sent to Tokyo to look for an artist. This is the view from my hotel in Shibuya. Looking out the landscape, I was panicked that I had to find a manga artist in this city in 3 days. The next day I had various meetings with manga publishers, and I ran across one artist named Ichiro Ono, who draws the manga Brave Story. These are a few panels from Brave Story. Mr. Ono's art has a density and energy that we really wanted in our manga cover. Our initial direction was to show a young woman in futuristic dress holding manga books. We wanted her standing in front of a backdrop of manga panels that depicted various scenes from American life, people reading manga, city scenes, crowd scenes, things like that. We also explored the possibility of doing two figures, a young man and a young woman. We decided to go with a single figure. These are the final inks of the figure and the background panels. These are a few color studies showing different variations. And this is the final composite, the figure and the background panels, some cover lines, which was put in front of a consumer focus group to be tested. After getting the results of the cover tests, learning what we did, we wanted to scrap everything and start fresh. So the first change we wanted to make was in her body language. We wanted her to be more aggressive. The previous version, she was too cute, too crazy, too mean, too awkward. By this time I realized we were just on the wrong track. So then we cleared the palette and started again. I asked Mr. Ono to make her more futuristic, more confident, more aggressive, like she's really conquering America. After numerous conversations, we finally arrived at this image, which had more or less everything we were looking for the final cover. All was left to do was some small tweaks to the clothes and her facial expression. This is the first ink we got back from Mr. Ono. The right fist still just wasn't quite right, and the facial expression was wrong. At last, Mr. Ono got the fist just like we wanted, but the facial expression still wasn't quite right. So he gave us 4 inks. This one had exactly what we were looking for. Because we wanted to use a few spot colors on the cover, we decided to control the color in-house. And this is the version we like the best. So while we finished the color, Mr. Ono completed the final panel illustrations, the final composite. I then laid in the cover lines, and the cover was finally complete. After nearly a month and hundreds of man-hours, we had our cover. It was a total collaborative effort, working with the artists, Mr. Ono, Scott Dadich, our creative director, Zaina Woods, our photo editor, Masa Sakamaki in Tokyo, our producer, all the editors who worked on the story. It finally came together, and we have a great cover.